Hello, I'm Tony Davis, marriage and family therapist, couples therapist with an office here in West Hollywood, California. And I'm going to start a series of videos that are hopefully short and informative and helpful without a lot of bells and whistles, just me talking for a few minutes. And they're going to center around my most recent blog article so that if you don't have time to read or you don't like to read, you could just watch my video on my channel and get the gist of the article. So with that being said, let's dive in with last month's article. It was entitled Putting Relationship Needs First. And I was inspired to write this article by Dr. Stan Tatkin, who talks a lot about how relationships work best when they conquer conflicts or struggles as a team, and I agree. So, what does it mean to put relationship needs first? So, you know, right now, relationships are a lot different than they were in the past, where, 50, 60 years ago and even further, people would get married and they would become a unit, a married couple, a Mr. and Mrs., and women used to even give up their last names. Today, a lot of relationships are different. Two people in a marriage or a long-term relationship often keep their individual identity, their individual lives to some extent. They certainly will often keep their names, their careers, and relationships nowadays are more focused on individual empowerment and development. Uh, and while all of these things are good developments, what's suffered is the status of the relationship as a team. So when there's conflict, what often happens is you have two individuals engaging each other rather than a team effort to solve the problem or get underneath the conflict. So relationship needs, first and foremost, are um, created by exploring the needs of the individuals. So relationship needs are not about giving up what you need as an individual. They're about figuring out how can I get this need met in a way that also serves the relationship. So this is very important. The example I like to use is let's say that a couple has been together for a while and they're starting to think about wanting to have sexual partners other than their spouse or primary partner. In the past, what most people would do is go behind the partner's back and cheat, have an affair, a secret affair, or engage online with potential partners um, without the other one knowing. And obviously, this has a really detrimental effect on the trust between the couple, the feeling of safety and security. So one way that you can attend to this need, which may come up without throwing the relationship under the bus, is to ask yourself, how can I address and attend to this need in a way that keeps our relationship secure and moves it forward? And in that sense, you've got to figure out, how can I bring this to the relationship? How can I bring up this need to my partner in a way that we allows us to explore it together? So it could look like this, where you say, hey, you know what? We've been together for a long time and I love having sex with you, but I'm starting to think about wanting to touch other people and wanting other people to touch me because I'm starting to feel a bit stale in my own eroticism, my own sexuality. Um, and that's because we're so familiar to each other. And I feel like um, as I lose touch with that, I feel more disconnected with you when we have sex, and I'm not interested in getting more disconnected with you. So I'm wondering what you think about that, and I'm really curious if you've had similar feelings after all these years. So this conversation is a way to kind of broach a topic that a lot of people are uncomfortable talking about, which is change. And the thing I want to say is that every relationship will change, um, and it doesn't even take a matter of time before it changes. So you'd be best served learning how to talk about those changes with your partner. And what I recommend is you bring the conversation to your partner and you start talking about what's going on with you. You share that vulnerability. So in this way, you could say, let's say that you want to have other sexual partners. You want to look at how could this improve our relationship? How could this enhance our sexual relationship together? How would this not only help me to explore my sexuality and develop further as an individual, but how can it help the sexuality of our relationship develop and move forward? So I hope that this example has been helpful. The point that I'm trying to make in this video and in the article is that when you put the relationship needs first, then there's no reason to take actions that disrespect your partner, yourself, or the relationship just because new needs are coming up as you go along. So tune in for my next video, and we'll take it probably month by month as I write a new article or every other month. Um, I have no intention to barrage you with videos, but I do want to make this information as available as possible. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.